as a creative professional, I'm always trying to find new ways of trying to speed up my workflow in the interest of saving time wherever I can and completing tasks faster. Now, that's not always an easy thing, but I think I found a good solution, and it is this thing. Welcome back to a new video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about this amazing little thing called the Logitech MX Creative Console. This is essentially a two-piece device. You have the Dialpad and you have the keypad. Now you notice that these keys are all black at the moment because these are all screens which you can actually program and press, and these are designed to help speed up your workflow whichever app you use as a creative professional. Now I'm going to go through all the apps with you in a second. Let's just break down the actual hardware. So you have an ultra smooth dial. You also have a scroll wheel at the top here, two buttons along the top, and then another couple of buttons here at the bottom. All of these buttons are programmable. On the back of the pad you got a switcher at the top to determine which device you're going to be using it with. You can select up to 3. This is pretty much classic on every single Logitech product, and I love that because you can use it with multiple devices. So if you've got a Mac and then you've got a PC, you can switch between the two whenever you're using them. So that's really cool. And it also uses 2 AA batteries. Now these come included with the console and they will last about 18 months. Now the keypad itself actually connects via USB-C. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a standard USB, so if you do have a device that has USB-C, then you'll have to get an adapter which allows you to plug the USB-C into the USB. Now, I've been using Logitech products for years. I've got the trusty MX series mouse, which looks pretty worn out actually because I've had this for such a long time. And when I saw this product come out, I definitely had to give it a try because it looks really, really cool. And the results that I've seen over the last couple of weeks that I've been trying it are very impressive. And it certainly has sped up the process of my work. Now, it does take a little bit of getting used to, because if you're used to shortcuts on the keyboard, for example, or the mouse or any other device, this may take a little bit of time for you to get used to, but once you do get used to it, you're not going to want to go back. So in the box itself, you can see actually this one is the white version, but you can also get a sort of a dark gray version as well, which also looks nice, but I got white because I think the white one personally, it looks better. But inside the box, you also get a pretty cool stand, and this is designed for the keypad to sit on top of like this, so you can use it while it's sitting there on a desk. But I think for my personal use, I prefer it sitting flat on its surface.
So the stand that comes in the box is actually very good. I think it would have been really cool if Logitech included a stand for both the keypad and the console. But it doesn't matter because I decided to make my own. So this took a couple of iterations to get it right. And as you can see, my one is half the size of the other one. Why? Because I didn't feel like the need to actually waste too much filament. So I made one that can still hold the dial pad at a similar angle to the original stand and still look relatively good. And by the way, if you want to download this one or any other 3D models that we've made, you can find them in the link in the description.
And you also get one of these. Now this is a 3-month free subscription to all of the Adobe products. That in itself is huge value. So the product itself is $199 or £199, but this is going to make up for it. 3 months of this is going to be about £170, $170 a monthly subscription. That's for all of the services. That alone is going to make up the value of the product that you're paying for. So I think that is extremely good value. Well done Logitech for including one of these. So right out of the box, the keypad comes pre-programmed with certain functions that you can use. So you have a play and pause button, you have a previous and next track, you have a volume toggle, you can open up your Finder or Windows Explorer app depending on which operating system the device is plugged into. You have system preferences, and you can also take a screenshot, which I think is really handy. So on the Mac, for example, you've got to press 3 different keys in order to bring up the screenshot menu. Here is just one button, and this is the whole point of a device like this, where it's designed to just make things really simple and easy and straightforward for you, and it saves you time, because when you're using certain functions over and over again, that can become really tedious and repetitive. So setting that as a simple 1-button function can save you a lot of time and just makes the whole thing much easier to work with. This video is sponsored by no one. But if you want to support our channel, we've built something that might actually be helpful to you, especially if you are a YouTube content creator. It's called YouTube OS Pro, an all-in-one Notion workspace designed specifically for creators to plan, manage, and grow their YouTube channels. We've designed this for creators who want to manage everything in one place, from video ideas and sponsors to finances to goals and milestones. Not only that, it comes with a fully detailed built-in help guide, a full 45-minute walkthrough video, and a lifetime of updates.
So everything you need is all in one place to help you improve and get things going. Or if you already are a YouTube creator, this will help you plan everything and get things organized moving forward.
So go ahead and click that link in the description and use code creator20 to get 20% off, but you better be quick because it's only available to the first 100 of you. Thank you for supporting our channel. Let's get back to the video. Now, of course, this device is not just built for the most basic functions you're going to use. It's designed for a hell of a lot more than that. But in order to access all of those functions, you need to download the Logitech Options Plus app, which is a free app. It lets you have access to all the customization options that are available to really bring this thing in its own gear.
When you're brand new to the app, the best thing to do is go to the Logitech marketplace. In the marketplace, you'll find loads of different profiles and plugins available based on what app you're going to be using the Creative Console for. And of course, it depends on if you're using it for Mac OS or Windows. So they are both available. Now, as well as customizing the keys, you can also adjust the brightness of the overall display, as well as just general settings such as updates. Once you click on the Creative Console panel, along the top, you'll have all the available apps or the plugins that you've installed for each of the apps that you use. And within each one of those, you'll have the customization options available for that app. So for example, all the Adobe apps will have their pre-programmed options available, which you can then actually move around into different pages, or you can replace them with a function that you use more often so that it's more customized to your needs. Or you can create your own custom profile for an app that isn't actually available in that list. You can then add custom buttons to open up specific applications that may not be pre-programmed into the device. All you need to do is search for application, and then a window pops up where you need to search for the actual app that you want to open. In this case, I'm just doing an app called Disk Drill, and you can see it appear onto the console. The other great thing is as you can move apps around and you can see them updating live as you do it on the device.
Now with the Dialpad, you do have to press the little switch at the top right over here to turn it on, and you'll see a green light turn on to say that it's connected to whatever device you're using, and that's when you can start using this in combination with the keypad. Now the feel of this trackpad is actually very nice. So right now I'm using it to control volume on my MacBook. So if I use the scroll wheel right here, then I can see the actual scrolling of the page that I'm on.
So one of the main functions of the Dialpad is obviously control volume, as the app is generically set up that way. But you can program it to do other things, of course, in the app. But if you press the button on the bottom right corner, you get a pop-up menu that appears, which again you can customize, but this is almost like an additional few menus that are available. And then once you hover over whatever the option is, you can use the Dialpad to make the adjustment. So for example, when you hover over screen brightness, you turn the dial, it will actually adjust the brightness of your screen. Or if you wanted to lock the screen, you just press lock screen, and then there you go. Very, very cool, very simple and intuitive way of using the shortcuts. Alright, let's have a more in-depth look at the actual apps and how they function on the controller itself. So you can see that it's a pretty bright display. I've got it set up with a few apps that I use on a regular basis. Another really cool useful feature I've got here is the stopwatch. This is almost like a way for me to focus for like half an hour or an hour to do solid work. So I press the button, let the timer run, and then when I'm ready to turn it off, I just hold the button down and it goes back to 0. Then I have a few of my apps that I use for trading. So it's very useful to just have them as one button. So you got Bloomberg, CNBC, Forex Factory, and then the actual apps themselves like TradingView. So it's very convenient just to have them operational as just one button. You can go straight to the website or go straight to the app whenever you need to. And we're going to dive deeper into TradingView in just a minute. But what about apps like Photoshop, right? Because this is one of the main reasons you want to speed up your workflow. So you have some of the main functions that Photoshop offers. We're going to use Photoshop as an example here. Now, I haven't actually customized this too much. I believe these are the default options available in the app and how they are set up. Or I think I might have moved a couple of these around just for my use. So you have the brush, spot healing, free transform, quick select, and some of the generic options that you will use on a regular basis readily available rather than having to press multiple buttons. So again, this is the whole point of this device, to speed up your workflow, and all you need to do is press one button and the app does what it needs to do. Another reason why I love this device is when you use it for Zoom meetings. It is literally just a one button press and the meeting begins, and you can also end the meeting in the same way. You can record the meeting in the same way rather than having to go through various different options or various different menus to get to where you need to get to. Again, these are really, really useful features that it can offer, and again, you can program it to how you want it to be specific to your own needs. So it's extremely flexible. All right, let's get on to the trading side of things, because this is where I use this device a lot. So I have a few different pages that I've set up. The first page is more to do with the timing, so different time frames that I use, and to maximize the screen and to hide all the drawings and everything that I've done. Then I have a different page to go straight to Forex Factory. This is customized again to how I need it to be. And by the way, this is specific for the TradingView app, not generically how you saw it a minute ago. This is specific to the app itself. So whenever the app is loaded, these are the menus that appear. So I have different time frames set up all the way from 1 minute to 4 hours. I have another page where I have the drawing tools available. The most common drawing tools that I use are available right here. And then I have the third panel, which is what I call the execution panel, and that is where trades are placed. Now, it is important to mention that your ability to execute trades on TradingView is actually dependent highly on the broker that you use. So they need to have a plugin available within TradingView that allows that broker to connect to your account so that you can execute trades. So that's something to keep in mind, because only then will you be able to use this function. I hope that part makes sense. So I've designed this and customized this actually. Even the icons that you see here, they're all custom made. Now what's really cool is I can execute trades literally with the press of a button. So I can press buy on whatever trade I'm in. For example, this is just a demonstration I'm doing for gold, and the trade gets activated right there. I've also programmed one of the buttons to capture a screenshot, literally just with one press of a button, rather than 3 different keys that you gotta press, which makes it super useful to save the chart that you're working on. So overall, this has been super helpful in making sure that my workflow when it comes to executing trades is as smooth as it possibly can be, without having to leave TradingView itself and use another app, which of course you can do, and you can pre-program into other apps like MT4, MT5 or CTrader, depending on what you use. But keeping things consistent within TradingView makes life a hell of a lot easier.
So overall, I think Logitech have done a great job. It's a really intuitive product, very smooth operations, build quality is great. The only thing that I would say that they could improve on maybe in a later iteration is to perhaps make the feel of the keypad a little bit better. Perhaps make the feedback of these keys a little bit better. I mean, they're great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just feel like it could have a keyboard kind of feel to it. Logitech, known for all the great mouse and keyboard devices that they make, I'm sure they can implement some kind of mechanism to make this keypad feel a little bit more like a keyboard, but still obviously maintain the screens behind the keys that you have. So other than that, I think this is a great product. They've done an amazing job, especially the fact that they've included a 3-month subscription with Adobe. I think that in itself is great value. So well done to Logitech. Whether you're a video editor, whether you're a photographer, or anything in between really, even if you're a trader, like some of the features I've showed you with TradingView, I think this is a great and essential tool for any creative professional to have in their collection, because once you get used to it, it will save you a lot of time and speed up your workflow. And at the end of the day, we all want to get projects finished on time so we can move on to the next one. And of course, clients don't want to sit there waiting around. So I would definitely recommend it. But of course, it's down to you guys. However, like I said at the beginning of the video, once you guys try it, you are definitely going to want to stick with it, and perhaps not even want to go back to your keyboard shortcuts or any other device that we were using before. So that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think of this video, let me know what you think of the Creative Console as well. Could this be something that you could implement into your workflow? If you're a trader, could you use it in your trading workflow? Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.